Everyone, this is your guest, Jesse, aka Jeezy, aka whatever the fuck you want to call me, and we're back here with Up Next Podcast, and we have quite a special episode for everyone here, and we're going to make the introductions very shortly, but this is very special, and I just want to let everyone know that we got a sister and brother duo. So we got my own sister, and we got Mr. David Rosales and his sister, Miss Liliana Gonzalez, or I'm sorry, Rosales. I'm sorry, I was thinking Gonzalez, but it's Rosales. I'm sorry. Rosales, and my sister, Valencia. Kathy Andaya. So hello, say hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, y'all.
Hey. So all four of us here in the room been drinking, having a good time, and we're just going to start right off. And anyone want to start, jump right in, feel free to jump right in.
Did you take his last name?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Remember to talk into the screen so it sounds very clearly and sharply, because my last guest did not.
So I will, but right when we got married, I had just done the new license that has like the California whatever license. So I had paid that extra fee. So as soon as that expires,
California license,
it's
the real ID.
Yes, the real ID.
Okay, the real ID.
So as soon as that's due to expire, like in one more year, then at that point I'll do everything.
So you're talking about your last name meaning your new husband that you just recently were married.
Yes.
Are you taking his last name?
Yes, I will.
Oh, really? What is his last name? I've never asked.
Valencia.
Say that again?
Okay, so his last name, the family last name originally was Valencia with a V.
Oh, okay.
But his great-grandfather was here when California was still part of Mexico. And then his grandfather was like, screw this, I'm out, because California was given to the United States. And he went back to, I think it was...
It wasn't given, that shit was taken.
Okay, well... So anyways, he went back to Mexico. Then after a few years, he decided Mexico wasn't for him. He was going to come back. But when he came back, immigrations read the cursive P or V as a P and changed it to Palencia. So the family that stayed here is still Valencia. And then the other part of the family that was with the great-grandfather is now Palencia.
So question my sister. So since I want to know, Andaya, do you ever plan on changing it? Or are you sticking with it?
I eventually will change it.
Okay, just curious. So go on. I'm sorry, I really interrupted, but I just had to ask that question.
No, it's a good question. I mean, why do we keep or change or our
So
name?
then he's like fourth generation,
Yes.
something like that, right? Fourth generation.
Yeah.
Which explains why he knows no Spanish.
Well, he knew Spanish when he was a baby, like when he was little.
No, he
But
didn't.
then once he started kindergarten.
No, he didn't.
No, he did.
He
His
fucking
parents-
came out of the womb screaming Trump, 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 Trump. No, but no. Good choice.
Is there any questions you'd like to ask the sisters over here on this side of the wall? Because we're on one side of the fence.
Hey, just remember the questions go both ways, because we're gonna ask too. So
Why are you looking at me like that?
that's like the what do they call them? The laser
stink eye?
eyes. No, the laser
It's the
eyes.
stink
He's gonna,
eye,
like, burn
the
through
not
you.
me. No. We'll let the ladies ask first.
Yeah, by all means, jump on in with any questions you guys want to ask us as the little brothers, because we are the little brothers, and these are the older sisters.
You know what? I have a question, because
Yes.
I mean, I know that you guys have known each other since high school or
20
since
years.
the Wonder Boys. But how or when
Holy
did the two of you
shit.
meet?
20 plus years.
4 years.
We knew each other in the 90s, so that gives some
Yeah,
context.
so how or when
understanding.
did you meet?
It was your junior year, my sophomore year, right?
Well, I was in Mobile in 97.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
About right.
25 years. Quarter of a century, just to put it into perspective.
Are you guys going to do like an anniversary for Wonder Boys?
Oh, 25th
that's a good one.
anniversary.
No.
Well, David says
You
no,
guys
but
should.
I'm saying it as just a group of
viejitos.
other people.
I mean,
we're going to put something
It's
together.
almost 25.
With the whole Wonder Boys thing, it went really, really sour for me at the end. So I won't.
Well, one of the things we were talking about, if everyone knows Club Cadillac, we're actually throwing it out there. We're all hanging out here. We're like, man, we should just totally rent it just to throw a party and have it be like all
Isn't that
ages
where
again.
you guys always partied as teenagers? Like I remember the all ages.
It was Cadillac,
things that you guys went
Club Metro, because they wouldn't
Dump.
ID the dump. What was the other one?
Well, you guys used to go to that. What was
The
it?
Dip?
The 8 Ball or
Was it the
whatever.
Dip or Funhouse?
To do the
Funhouse.
Funhouse.
It was a fun house.
To
I think
play
so.
pool.
8 ball was the billiard. Yeah, it was the pool hall. So I mean, we just show up there because it was like on our way
I like
home
this.
because we were walking our asses home.
Because they would let you
from
go.
school.
Yeah, there was just the places that you could get in.
And then that one dude was selling weed out of there, and he'd sell us beer every now and again when his dad wasn't there.
Okay, but again, back to how did the two of you meet?
High school. Yeah, tables.
High school.
Just we were all like kind of like a solar system of friends that just hung out, and the solar system being the sun, we were just at the tables. We were all just people that hung around there, and we just kind of like, hey, hi, and that's how we kind of just found out each other.
So you were at Mobile. So at Mobile, the main quad and everything, you're sitting in front of the gym, and then right on the side of the gym, they had all the lunch tables and everything there. We owned the first 2 rows that were up against what you used to know as was the cafeteria where you'd collect your food and shit. Well, when we were there, they never opened that one. So it was those first 2 rows, like our group owned those first 2 rows. We eventually just started growing more and more, and we ended up taking all of the rows. But no, I mean, we just, all of us sat there, and it was the most fucking annoying thing to be the last one to show up, because you literally have to show up and say hi to everybody.
it was pretty cool. We used to just say hi to like 20 people, sometimes 30, and just say hi to everyone.
It was fucking annoying.
Just like our Mexican parties, you know, anytime you're going to come or you're going to leave,
Exactly.
you got to say hi or bye to everybody.
So, as you two being the older of the siblings, give us a little insight to what it was to like be in high school back in the early 90s.
Early 90s, they were fucking, well, she was in high school in the fucking 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean late 90s, Jesse, not early.
Oh, no.
We were late 90s. We were late 90s.
I was 97 class.
Uh-huh.
Graduated.
But when did you start?
Mid.
There you go. There
Early.
you go.
Yeah.
Early.
Well, for
Early.
me,
93 is
You early crossed into late. You
for me,
early
when-
started crossed
when we
into
first
late.
came to Moreno Valley, there was nothing. I mean, it was just fields. I would walk to school, and it was miles. I mean, from JFK and Paris Boulevard all the way over to Moreno Valley High School.
Oye, no se vale con cachetada.
So there was really nothing. I mean, and now that I look at the high school, now that my niece goes there and I look at it, I'm like,
It looks like a fucking prison.
But I wish we had those permanent buildings. All we had were a bunch of those
bungalows.
trailers out in the
The Ewing.
Yep. The bungalows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I was in junior ROTC. So, you know, twice a week I had to wear my uniform, and I planned on going into the Air Force.
How'd that work out for you?
Well,
Did
instead
you
I
say
decided,
I push buttons?
I decided
care,
to have a kid and get married. So, yeah, well, you know, life takes you in a different direction. What do you do?
Wait. So how'd you guys meet?
Well,
No. Give it to her. I want to hear it from her.
No facial expressions.
I want to hear. I want to
verbal
hear her side.
confirmations.
I want to hear her side of it. Then we'll get your side, Liliana.
I think we met in 2018. I'm not sure exactly the year.
sounds about right.
But I was working in Chino, and my brother told me...
Chino.
Yeah, it was out there. It was like
You work in
we
Chino?
met out there.
I didn't know.
I live in
I
Riverside.
think we met in.
In 2018, I lived right off of the 91 in
Montclair, right? That we met?
Van Buren.
Yes, it was in
Montclair. It was
it-
like in that area.
Well, it was Ontario.
Wait,
It
wow.
was Cendejas.
So first you say Chino, now you're saying
I
like
worked-
Montclair.
I
She
worked.
Oh, okay.
So my brother hit me up and told me, hey,
No, yeah, I did.
No. Go ahead, because I wasn't invited to any of
Can you let
this.
her talk?
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, my brother. I don't think I can do this podcast.
He didn't do anything. He's looking
I
at me.
Was asking.
He's looking at
Yeah.
me. I can see the glimmer in his eyes off the left side. of
You're
my-
going to have to edit this thing, Jesse.
No, we're not.
Yes, he will.
Okay, so
Anyways,
2018,
in Ontario, we met, and Jesse texted
you were in
me.
Chino. She was in Montclair, and then you
I'm
guys ended
not
up in the
sure
middle
where
in
she
Ontario
was,
because it was
but-
really weird.
Shut up.
Y romántico.
But my brother hit me up and said, like, hey, I have a friend for you to meet, and I want you to get to know her because you don't have a lot of friends. I just had moved to California, so I met her at Cendejas in Ontario.
And how long were you outside of California?
About 8 years I was outside.
And now that you're back, so you left, and then you went to Vegas.
I left to Vegas in 2011, and I came back to California in 2017.
And Where do you prefer to be?
Jesse, edit this out. I hate being in California.
Okay. It doesn't like California. Is it because we're too liberal?
You can tell the truth because like we're talking.
It's okay.
My son's.
When I moved to California in 2017, I really hated it because I had to deal with the traffic and with all this. Because
$6 gas right now.
Yes, so
$7
I
gas.
really hate the state a lot to live in.
It's actually going down.
Demasiado. I really. Jesse should know I really hate it.
So, because like I don't no.
Edit that out, Jesse.
No, you can leave it there.
You can leave it. California hate. It's all good.
There's
You can literally leave it there because the plan started like
The reason why I did not like it because I had a hard time because of the traffic. Because where I used to live and go to and from work, it was literally 5 minutes.
Well, of course, you were
drive.
spoiled.
And
I mean-
compared to a 50-minute drive, and you're fighting with traffic.
And you have kids to get home to, and you have a family to get to, and you have
The time.
things you want to do, and it's 2 hours out of your day just gone
It
in
does.
traffic.
Well, it's kind of like how when I was working in West Hollywood, it would take me 3 hours to get there and 3 hours back.
But I wasn't used to it for many years.
I get it.
It was 5 minutes.
But
Yeah.
it's a legitimate reason to hate being in the state because of traffic. It's
Well, yeah, because I was going from Riverside to Long Beach.
Well, I used to work at Tivoli Village in Las Vegas, and that was a pretty fun place to work
Dang.
at because they had
no
the
clue
tavern
what you're talking about.
Parkway, and it's a tavern open 24 hours a day. And, in a tavern, everything is not that expensive.
No, explain it. Like literally explain it because
So
I have absolutely
if
no clue what a
I
tavern is.
got to work and I wanted some breakfast was like $3-4. Or if I wanted lunch, it was like $5.
and it was all in one place, right?
And it was all in one place because it was a tavern. It was Parkway Tavern in Tivoli Village. So I was just used to being in.
So is that like a mall or a plaza?
It's like a district, Jesse.
Oh, district. Okay, kind of like a Victoria Gardens.
Yes,
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah,
to give some
because
context,
I actually have no
understanding.
I'm used to that.
Sorry.
No, that wasn't a fart. That was just a squeakiness of the leather.
Yeah, no,
So,
it's-
in case those
No,
people
my
hear,
sister, my sister's fucking letting the gas out.
well, she just had McDonald's.
Fucking McDonald's.
So yeah, it's a difference between Tivoli Village and California.
Yes, it's a big difference because obviously it's a much smaller
So
town.
it's Red Rock
Vegas,
Canyon, which is
not as
very
condensed.
nice. And if you go to Las Vegas, a lot of people from California just like to go to the Strip, but there's a lot better places out in Las Vegas than just the Strip.
So is it North Vegas or East or South or West?
It's west.
West. All right.
Hey, gang signs don't count, okay? Gang signs don't count.
I gotta start making this a video podcast so
But
that way we can catch
We're
all the
we're-
visual
So
effects.
what had happened was, I think we had done something at your house, and I had seen Jesse, and he mentioned,
Which house?
it was at the house, the one before that you're living in now
Okay,
in Riverside. So I think it was the baby's birthday or something came up,
Okay.
and Jesse had mentioned, oh, my sister just moved here from Vegas. She doesn't know a lot of people. And I was like, oh, well, you should introduce us. At the time, I was still single. I hadn't met Robert. And, I'm like 2 single moms, I'm looking for somebody to just hang out with, just to have a friend at the time. And so one day he just happened to text me and he's like, hey, I'm going to meet my sister in Ontario as in Tejas for dinner. Do you want to meet us? And I was like, you know what? I'm just leaving work. I was right by Ontario Mills. So I was like, yeah. I met them there, and then we became friends after.
You guys say Sandejas like it's a fucking club and shit. So I'm like, dude, you guys
They
went out.
used to.
That's why you guys went out like that
I
without
think they do
inviting me.
karaoke and they do like
They used to do comedy
Latin
shows
nights and it's
That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are talking about it like that, and I didn't even get invited.
No, this was
Fucking
just,
rude.
This was just a dinner. She, as you can tell, she's very shy.
Super shy.
So she was even nervous to meet me, and I mean, I'm just another girl. Like,
She doesn't sound shy at all right now. She explained everything about Vegas, and I want to fucking leave California already. I'm just kidding. Like me and my wife have been talking about leaving California since my son graduated high school 2 years ago.
In what state would you like to?
Yeah,
if you could. If
That's
money wasn't the object or anything, you could live in the world.
that's
Where
the
would you wanna
big
go?
that's the biggest debate. The biggest debate is figuring out where. I'm not going to go up north. I'm not going to go anywhere in the northern states because I don't want to be cold. Like, I don't want to be cold.
And we've been discussing it, like, as a family. Like, I've even said we want.
Liliana and I have been talking a lot about us leaving the state together. Trying to convince my mom to come with us, but my mom's like, "No, I'm not going to leave." Blah blah blah. Family, stupid shit.
So
like,
I say something like Texas, where it's still a drivable distance. It's not too expensive to fly to and from. It's not too cold. You know, we're not going to get the snow. It's kind of the same.
Well, it is some wacky weather. It's like hot, cold, wet, dry, freaking power grid acting up like a motherfucker.
We haven't picked an area, but well, what Robert and I would like to do is buy a big property where we could do like an Airbnb and still have our own home, do our woodwork business there, and kind of live off of our own property rather than having to work for somebody else.
And like the main thing that I want to see is Four Seasons, because I haven't Four Seasons, dude.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the band.
No, 4 fucking seasons. I want to see spring. I
thought you were talking. Yes, I get it. The fall.
I want to see fall and winter.
You want to see the foliage.
We don't want to fucking sit here and be like California and go from fucking summer,
winter,
to fall. No, it's summer, fall, summer. There is no winter. How much rain did we get this year?
1 day, maybe 2 days.
3 hours, 2 hours, scattered.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
Right now, California used to be a beautiful state. I cannot deny that, but
Still is.
No, keep going.
it
keep
used
going.
to be a beautiful state, Jesse.
Keep going. No, keep going. Because we were here in Moreno Valley in the 80s.
But when I moved back in 2017, literally, it has not been that beautiful state that I used to know.
That's rude.
You know what?
What makes it ugly?
I'm just kidding.
That's what I want to know.
I agree.
What makes it ugly?
But I think for you,
Traffic?
it's
Prices?
No. I think you're looking at just Southern California, right? It's just
Exactly.
overpopulated now.
Southern California, you're right.
Correct that. If you were to drive up the coast, see like
You're right.
Anything mid California up, it's beautiful.
San Diego. I was just there. That's not beautiful.
Ventura County.
Ventura, Oxnard, all
All
those
of-
areas.
all of Ventura County.
I want to say like Riverside,
Like all
San
of Ventura
Bernardino
County, but it's expensive.
Like we have not grown, we've grown in population wise, right? There's a lot more buildings, there's a lot more things, but we haven't grown like with agriculture, with bringing up the way that our buildings look, modifying our cities. It looks run down, old. Now we've got how much homeless, which we never saw back in our earlier years.
Don't you fucking talk about my veterans, okay?
They're not all veterans. Come on.
Like
No, I'll see like some random
22%. 22% are veterans, maybe 2%, but that's beside the point. Okay,
maybe 2%.
That's beside the point.
I would agree with you in the past. I mean, you know that I volunteered with the homeless, and in the past, I would agree we had a lot of veterans. We had a lot of people with, mental health issues. I'm not going to deny that there's not mental health issues now, but a large percentage of our homeless now through COVID, it's not the same population that we used to have.
Yeah,
I mean, these are
that's
people.
why. But we're
on
talking.
drugs, so
we're still talking about like 80s and 90s.
no, even now, even just after COVID, from the beginning of COVID until now, it's changed dramatically. The people I used to serve when I was going to the soup kitchen or volunteering with, it was a different population. Now it's just people don't want to
Crackheads.
work. There's people
just
on
crackheads
drugs,
and
and
shit,
it's it's a different
that's all it is.
population.
Wait. You're throwing up gang signs and everything over here. I want to hear what you're thinking.
What's your opinion?
I want to hear it.
No, I'm not. He's
Oh,
lying.
oh, sorry. I
everyone.
misunderstood. You want another shot?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get up.
He's lying. It's changed a lot.
It has. It really has.
It really has changed compared to when we were children growing up here in Southern California. It's changed a lot.
I think it's still the same. It's the only thing that's changed is we've changed.
No. Let me ask you. What did Lake Paris look like when we were growing up?
Wait. When did you guys get to Moreno Valley? When did you guys first see Lake Paris?
97.
97. So we got here in 87. 86, 87. So we
Lake
got
Paris
here
was
when
green.
everything was green and lush and beautiful.
The water was blue.
The water was green? I was gonna say.
No.
Everything was
What
green.
happened?
There
What happened was
grass,
we got here back in '87. My parents, to their story, they chose Moreno Valley because It was in between Mexicali and Oxnard. So it's it.
I thought it was probably because of the military base.
No. He's never been stationed up until the end. Up until the end, he was never stationed in what's it called? March. He was never stationed in March. For the majority of it, he was actually stationed in Fort Bragg, dude. He was going back and forth and everything because of his military option. With us, we grew up. We got here in 87. The house was brand new built. I think they got it for like 90,000, 95,000, something like that. And it was nothing but military personnel. Moreno Valley, back at between 87 up to like 91, was ranked somewhere in like one of the top 10 cities in the U.S. to raise a family, because it was active duty and it was a growing city. I think most of Moreno Valley was like onion peels. Moreno Valley used to be Sunnymead, something like that.
Ranch.
And then for whatever reason, they switched it over to Moreno Valley.
I think it was Sunny Mead because it was like just Sunny Mead because that's why the seed.
They combined the names because it was different. There was like Edgemont, there was Sunnymead. So it was Edgemont, Moreno Valley, and then Sunnymead. And then that's when they decided to combine them all into one city, one name. So, and then they split off from Paris.
That does sound right.
All right.
But yeah, no, I mean, when you went to Lake Paris, it was all green, nice.
Not the water.
The water was actually
Did you
blue.
guys ever get to go to Lake Paris where there was grass and everything was like super pretty? You guys never saw that?
I don't remember it.
Not to Lake Paris, but in, say, 86, we used to live in Chino. And definitely people went hunting there. That was...
Oh, yeah, the hills?
Yes.
Yeah. They still go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ontario used to be literally ranch and
We lived
stuff.
in 86 there? I think I remember it. With
yeah, dude, you were alive in 86.
No,
you were definitely alive in 86.
No, I remember, like, I wasn't sure if we were living there or if we were only kind of just visiting there. Again, I was younger.
Yeah. No, but we remember...
We were living in Chino.
We remember Lake Paris was, like, the most beautiful lake in Southern California.
Yeah, we like enjoyed going there. I mean, I grew up in Huntington Beach.
There was grass.
We liked going to Lake Paris.
Right.
So like, you see how there's like all the tables and everything, and it's dirt everywhere today. So today, imagine today that you went over there to Lake Paris. You see dirt, tables, stupid, shitty, fucked up awnings, and then there's more dirt tables, and then you have to walk like 3 clicks down to get to the water.
And dirty green water.
In the 80s and like right at the beginning of the 90s, it was all that dirt was grass.
I really got to look this up. So I'm going to Google search it while you guys keep on chatting. Maybe ask yourselves a few questions while I'm doing that and we can see it.
Well, that's how I feel about Lake Mead now, that it's drying up really
Lake
bad.
Mead's losing 8 inches a
Because
day.
it's feeding, it used to, or now still giving water to California.
No, it's definitely giving water to California. That's why you're losing 8 inches a day.
I know.
But
so
that's not our fault.
It's very sad.
That's not our fault.
Yeah, well.
But like I said, I mean, we want to leave California. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, look at those pictures. Look at how blue that water looks.
Hold on. Fuck those.
Very blue.
Well, do a Google search for. Oh shit! It is the 80s.
There used to be water.
Look,
yeah, the water was green.
This is a thing that a lot of people don't know. If you go right here on Ramona Expressway, on this backside of the lake, there was another entrance. It's still there,
But it's closed.
but it's closed.
Which one are you talking about?
Nobody's arguing that.
Right now, when you catch Ramona, right, and you start going around where the new houses are at, and then as soon as you start doing the full curve to one of the last hills, you'll see that there's a turnoff right there on the left. You can still go in there. You might get bitched at, and they'll tell you that you're supposed to leave. But I mean, that's when I was riding my bike
On Ramona?
on Ramona Expressway.
Yeah, you can still go there.
They opened it again.
No, it's still there.
It's still there, but you're not supposed to go in.
You're talking about that entrance, right?
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
we're gonna be like,
I don't know about that entrance.
But from what I remember,
there
that
was
entrance,
another one too.
there was
on the-
parks and everything.
On the other side, on the Nuevo side, there was another one too.
See, now you're going like,
How do you think I feel in pain of Lake Mead?
how do you feel? Give her the microphone.
Obviously, it hurts.
Well,
because
you know what hurts?
that's where my
You know what-
kids learn how to swim.
You know what hurts me right now? Is your cup empty?
yeah, this one right here, right?
No, it's not.
Coastal
It's
Pass?
full.
Yeah.
That cup looks empty as
Yeah,
that,
but
Give her, let's give her a
Grab a
second.
cerveza.
Yeah, let's give you a second so that way you can. Yeah, no, you have to refill that while we talk, and then I want to hear the Lake Mead story because I've never been to Lake Mead. I've never been to Lake Mead. I swear to God.
All 3 entrances used to be open, and you would just like the main entrance, you used to pull up and pay to go in and.
Oh, we can put on some background music too.
Intro song.
No, I'll put on some background music. That's how I was doing it before. Hey, baby. That's why I said ask yourself some questions while I was looking up the show. Welcome to.
What did you want to ask them?
Jeezy's house. I'm Major D.
Sexy Whiskey Blues.
What state do you guys want to or looking at moving at?
Actually, because my son's in Tennessee, he's at Fort Campbell. Half of Fort Campbell is Tennessee and Kentucky. I'm not going to go to Tennessee. No fucking way I'm going to Tennessee. Kentucky, I thought about it a little bit more because it's like right on the outside of Tornado Alley. So they don't get much, but because of how hillbilly it is, my son went to East Tennessee, had some issues out there in East Tennessee. So we're going to avoid that. Kentucky, I'm more open to. It's easier to get bigger lot lands and everything. You get something fancy, but there's not as much work. And then now I think he's talking to or dating a girl that's in North Carolina. I've always said that I'm open to North Carolina because of the history, because of the U.S. history in North Carolina. And it's hills. It's green, it's lush, it doesn't get too much snow, because I do not want to deal with snow. Go ahead. No, grab the microphone and say exactly what you're thinking.
No, I'm thinking those are great states because I do loans all day long on those on those states, and those are actually great.
Or where would you
Great
want to
states.
live if you could live anywhere? I know you're probably thinking of that at first, but...
No, I do a lot of loans all over the states, and I think Florida and Georgia are one of like beautiful properties.
So you'd want to go and have like that nasty, thick, ugly, humid
I don't
weather.
mind the weather because I've lived in Nevada. So
No. Nevada's dry.
yes,
Nevada's dry heat.
but
You're talking about like
we get the
Cancun, nasty, thick
thunderstorms.
weather.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, and that's what you want to
The
do.
humidity.
You
I
want to
don't
sit there and
mind.
be sticky and
I
have your
don't
hair
mind the
all
weather.
fucking fuzzy and
I don't
las
mind the weather.
greñas, ay, tú, toda pegajosa.
Well, if anything, I would worry about is like the Florida one, because as we all know, the Florida people.
Starting from Houston, the weather is like Florida, so
Okay,
I don't
but
mind the weather.
fuck the weather. I'm not even talking about the weather. We're talking about Florida.
David started
When
it.
you hear Florida, Liliana, what do you think when you hear Florida?
Humidity.
You really think about the weather?
I do because
First?
I've been there.
No, my point was this. Okay, when you think of Florida,
Okay, what?
I think
crocodiles?
of crazy guys, crazy people doing crazy shit.
Okay, that too.
That's where you think of first.
Well, I mean,
The
it
weather's
depends
the
on
farthest
where.
thing in the world.
It depends on where. I mean, just like anywhere. Like if you think of California, you think of LA. Like okay, we got crazy people in LA too.
No,
So
specifically.
But no, yeah, I've been to Florida, and there's
Specifically.
some really beautiful places in Florida. And let me tell you, the properties are much more affordable. I actually love the governor that they have right now in Florida.
So here's the thing that they started trending on. I think it was either Twitter or TikTok, but they used to be like, type in Florida man and then your birthday, and then see the headlines. So let's say Florida man, give me your birthday.
May 13th.
May 13th.
Let's see what you get.
And let's see what we get. So okay, here's a good one right here. On May 13th.
Yeah.
Let's see. Many people still think the coronavirus time I did thought, what? I don't know. The Florida man who believed that coronavirus was a fake crisis issues warning after he becomes infected.
Okay, so
there you go.
That's not crazy. That's a lot of people that still don't believe in.
Here you go. Here's another one. Cops. Naked Florida man prompts airport evacuation after claiming he planted a bomb. May 13th. Florida man turns himself in for killing his imaginary friend.
Okay, So now look up LA.
LA. All right, let's look it up. Los Angeles. Los Angeles, May 13th. Not so many headlines.
I got you.
Oh, Los Angeles man. No, see? Nothing. This is probably the only thing. Color change of the week. In Los Angeles, 29-year-old Charles. Nothing about it. So that was the joke, is that Florida man, and then your birthday, and that would give you the headline. So
excuse me.
there you go. Oh man, no huff and puffs. Come on, we're doing a podcast.
Sun's down.
So what?
He doesn't need an excuse.
Do you really need your nicotine hit more than the
Jesse.
podcast? Go ahead. Yes.
The news, every state has terrible news.
But especially Florida,
Jesse.
hands down. You hear the
But
wackiest shit.
we're not talking about the news. We're literally talking about the properties. And your sister does loans.
But hey, anything good as far as what state would you want to move to?
Well, honestly, years ago, I almost moved to Omaha, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. I mean,
Nebraska.
the humidity's kind of high.
Why didn't you go? Tell me. It's brothers against sisters, so
I have no problem talking about my past.
Why didn't you go?
What you think you're digging up
Tell
old
me,
dirt?
why didn't you go?
Because
we all told you, Liliana, go.
Because I ended my
Go,
engagement.
Liliana, go.
and why didn't you go? Okay. No, we're good. You ended it. Okay, we're good. All right. Next.
I don't know what you want me to tell you because I
Was
ended
there
my
anything
engagement.
controversial about it ending it, or were you just mutually just knew it wasn't for you?
No, he didn't see it coming. I mean,
In all honesty, the guy was a good guy, but he was like ballless.
On that situation, your sister gave me a good advice, and I took it with a grain of heart. So thank you, Liliana.
What good advice?
Thank you. I was about to say the same thing. What good advice. And then
you
I'll let
can't
you know.
settle.
I'll let you know whether it was good or not.
you can't settle.
To follow your heart. What
Oh
your-
yeah. No, that's right. Okay. I'll give her that. I'll give her that.
Thank you.
Doesn't feel right. Don't force the shoe to fit.
I'll give her that. No, because
That was her advice to me as a rookie.
And was this back in 2018, 2019 that she gave you that advice?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
around
okay.
that time, because no, it was around COVID, and we were.
I had already met Robert, but before we got married.
When was it with the Omaha deal?
Oh shoot, that was.
Because you told me that story.
Yeah, it's been like.
Yeah.
like
When was it-
15 like
when was it that you had the
15 or 17
apartment?
years?
Defending her.
When was it that you had the apartment across the street from the courthouse? Hecock and what is it?
Oh, that was like 19 years ago. That was like right after my divorce.
Okay. We'll leave it there.
What does one have to do with the other?
Because you were not somebody to give people advice back then.
Oh, okay.
She gave me advice, and it was good.
I met her
Good advice.
like 5 years ago. I mean, I didn't meet her when I
No,
was
I'm just-
newly single.
I'm just asking.
She was a great person for me to give me great advice.
Especially during that time of separation, yes, someone that's gone through it and could talk you through what it's like to be married to a fucking asshole.
She was Liliana
Yes.
is a great person. for advice.
Repetition, I will say that. Fucking asshole.
I was married to an asshole. And fuck him. He was so mean.
We'll exclude you, Juice.
Fuck that guy.
Jesse,
I mean, like,
I
he
mean,
didn't even
you-
fucking
you-
call me.
You've only been married once, Jesse. So the rest of us will say we've all been married to assholes.
I know.
True.
I know, fucking amateur.
But I've gone through it. I've lived.
Relationships, but we're talking
Yes.
about marriages. Like, you know.
Yes, but I've gone through it. Living with somebody, going through it. Yes, I've gone through it.
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no, because how are the kids, Jesse?
Oh, they're good. They're sleeping downstairs.
In the backyard or in the house or
Yeah. I wash them, I feed them, and I clothe them, and I shelter them.
dude, I mean, last I checked, I'm desperate to have medical insurance so I can stay in the States to take my kids like down the street, not go all the way out to TJ. I mean, it's rough,
It is cheaper there, and
Hey,
honestly,
that
dental and any
shows
medical
you his
procedure is cheaper.
commitment to his children.
Hold on. No. I'm going to give that to Jesse because when hard
Exactly.
times
You're
come
right, Liliana.
and the medical insurance doesn't help, you go to Mexico.
Hell yeah, I'm going to say that for everyone. Anyone that wants to do dental, anyone that wants to do any medical procedure, any kind of anything. Mexico. Why do you think Dave Chappelle said, hey, I'm going to give you guys fake Canadian cards because over there, free universal health care. That's what Dave Chappelle said.
The U.S. thrives on money.
As long as you have the money,
medical.
Mexico accepts us.
But so that way, anybody else that's listening, we're not talking about his kids. We're talking about his dogs. He's the only one without kids.
Those are my kids, so yes, I love them very much.
Okay, but going there now that we're talking about kids, so how
No, don't go there. Don't go there, dude, because I have you guys fucking beat.
Watching your baby
Hold on, let her finish it.
at
Go ahead,
40
what?
days old.
How was it like
How was it taking care of your 40-day-old niece?
It was good. I was there to kind of teach her the good movies I would watch, like Terminator 2, and she'd be there looking at it in very bright eyes and wide eyes and just like, you know, very glad to see it.
Did she spend the night with you?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, I fall asleep. I mean, I was just sharing the photos that we were just sharing the photo albums back in
overnight at 40 days old.
Yes.
No, 40 weeks
40
40
weeks
or 40 months.
Shit.
40 days.
Days. Okay, there you go. Was it? I don't remember 40 days.
Baby.
I remember 2-year-old. Yes.
At a month old, she was spending the night with him.
Jesse was the babysitter at 40 days.
At 40 days.
Jesse was
At
the babysitter.
40 days. At 1 month, 1 week, and
Yes.
a few extra days, did the baby spend the night? Like you picked her up the next day.
No,
she lived there.
But no,
I was babysitting.
no, she was with them or with my mom when
Oh,
she
so-
was like a year or
So
two.
he doesn't know the struggles. He doesn't know the newborn struggles.
I didn't
Newborns
really struggle
cry.
with newborns.
Yeah.
I had them
newborns are
train
good.
at 6 weeks old.
There you go. At 6 weeks. Ah.
I didn't say you. I said Jesse. I didn't say you. I said Jesse.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm capable.
Hold on.
of
What'd you say?
everything.
I never struggled
You
with
said no.
No,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
he's
Sorry.
talking
Keep
about,
going. Keep
As
going.
an uncle, not having your own kids, you know, did Jesse know like what?
That's
it
what
was
he's trying
to have
to
a newborn
do.
baby?
He's trying
Right.
to emphasize
So Jesse
to diminish
took
my
care,
role in
like,
this little
say,
babysitting role. So
No,
yes.
no. I won't diminish.
No.
I won't.
I think that was the point.
Can
it
I
was like
explain?
it's one thing to
Go
babysit
ahead.
one
Can I
night or 2
explain,
nights. It's
David?
the other thing
And
to
Jesse?
actually have. But go ahead.
so.
I'm trying to help you. So go ahead. Get it.
So Jesse, I, if I remember, Jesse did stay with my daughter when she was like 2 or 3. She would spend like a week or 2 with grandma and grandpa, so Jesse would be there.
Wait, 2 or 3?
2 or 3
We're
years
talking about
old.
newborn.
Years old. Yes.
We're talking about newborn.
My
Like that
kids
newborn baby smell. Like that new car
My kids
smell.
were trained at
Like before
6
poop
weeks
smelled.
old to sleep throughout the whole night because I trained them. It's
6
how you train your
Aw.
newborn.
Well, I think every Mexican kid has gone through those Mexican parties, has slept through those
Oh, yeah.
Mexican
Yeah.
music.
You put the
So we all know.
chairs together.
Oh, ponle en el cuarto.
Because
Ponle en el cuarto.
you
Wait,
feed them
wait.
at 10 o'clock
Wait.
p.m. and then they wake up.
6 weeks is already broken in.
No, I train my kids. I don't know what it's
That's why I'm
to
saying
get
like,
up
6
at
weeks is broken in.
2, 3 in the morning
We're-
with a newborn.
We're
I'm
not
sorry.
talking about the
I don't
parents.
know, David.
We're not talking about the parents. We're talking about the tío that has puppies.
But he was a good.
Did you trust your brother to keep your brand new born puppy overnight?
A puppy, yes.
Yes. Which I love
You
Remy,
said
by
puppy,
the way.
David.
What about the baby?
Yeah, I would trust him.
There you go.
Did he ever?
Yes.
I don't think he did, but I would trust him.
You know what? I call bullshit. Jesse, you need to have a baby.
Go ahead and just swap me one. You got plenty to spare.
Yeah, he's
no,
got plenty
man,
to go around, right? Here
no,
you
you
go.
can't. You can't try to use mine, man.
Hey,
mine are like
Jesse,
watered and fully
Just ask for the oldest
grown.
one because she works.
I need one that works.
My daughter is like Jesse's daughter. Jesse will be like the father.
Hold on, wait,
in
wait.
the quinceañera, and
Due
the
to
one that walks her down the
conversation-
aisle will
due
be
to the
my brother
conversation
Jesse.
prior to starting this podcast, are you sticking up for your brother?
Of course.
Yes.
That's my big sister looking out for baby bro.
Fucking therapy. Fucking
Therapy. We're making some progress. That's going on. I didn't know.
Anyways, Liliana, did I keep your kids overnight?
Hell yeah.
Didn't I fucking raise them right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Your fucking 30-year-old son is like my firstborn, right?
Well, and then how old were you at the time?
11. 10. I was 10. I was fucking 10.
Well, okay, so after my divorce,
Is he 30?
he's
Junior's
30.
30, dude.
He's 30. So
Is he 30?
after my divorce, I moved back.
That's a lie.
I,
Really?
I moved back
Yeah.
into my house.
He's that old?
Yeah, he's 30.
I have no clue.
Wow.
Junior's 30, I believe he's 26.
I have
He
no
still- he
clue
still
how
looks
old my
20.
niece is, but
So I give him a lot of good credit. I mean, I don't know if it's you or grandma or grandpa, whoever, but
No,
you
that
know,
was a mix
good
of
genes.
everybody.
He still looks 20.
Well, I believe he doesn't look 26, but
No, I mean, well, I don't know. She acts older, so she has a maturity to her.
if you talk to him, he is very mature as well. He just
sometimes.
Which I think I've asked him, or you've asked him, see if he wanted to come on the podcast. Which
He's
welcome.
He's a childish mature. Like, he's a really, really easy going attitude, but something like this is something he'd never do. Ever.
Well, Elvili has one of the highest podcast rating views, so
yeah, he's just he's more of an introvert.
I would have thought.
He
Introvert?
Yeah, he's more of an introvert. Like after he started working at CarMax and he started doing car sales, he kind of started to come out a little bit more. But before that, like,
Wait, is he a salesman there for
Yes.
him? Okay,
Yeah, he's
all
a-
right. So he kind of like bangs on the roof of the car and says like, "Yeah, you want to be in this car."
no.
Dude, he has,
I'm just
he has
going
a
with the
great
meme.
Attitude. He has a great attitude. He's like, hey, you pick, I point, you point, I unlock, we go. Like, he has that kind of a style of an attitude, so that's why it's been working out so well for him. Because he was in printing with me for a while, and then I left the company, and then he tried to deal with printing for a little bit. I thought he was going to go back to school, but no, dude, my other sister sucked him into CarMax, and he's been there ever since. That's been rounding out 10 years.
Somewhere around there.
That's good. And you say he's traveling, so that's even better. So like,
Yeah,
being so
he
young
just went to Charlotte,
and traveling, that's
so
awesome.
I thought he was going to visit somebody or do something, but no, he just went to go get a tattoo.
Oh, cool. So just went out there just to get a tattoo.
Yeah, I guess he had a tattoo artist that's out there or something. He got a tattoo. It's like from his knee down to like his ankles, the whole front of his leg.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool tattoo. I hadn't seen it. I just saw it this week. Right now, he went to Mexico to see his grandparents because his grandmother on his father's side is not doing very well.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I think Abili's flying out tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he went to Ireland, and I think the other one was
I'd love
Scotland.
to go there.
Just recently. He's just
That was a combo trip, yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, he's young. He's got a decent job. Not a whole lot of expenses since we all own the house together. It allows him to have a little bit more of a free.
Which, by any
carefree
chance,
life.
did you guys refinance during what was it, last year's?
I did. Yeah, so
Was it last year?
No, it was like the year before when the interests were at the
2020 or
oh,
2021?
I want to say 2020. It was right when the interest rates hit the.
Which this is
bottom.
the person to talk to over here if we're talking
Well-
mortgage loans.
Well, I came from the finance.
Sister.
Okay, there you go.
I came from the finance industry as well, so
There you go. More shit to be, to relate.
So when the interests were under 3%, I was trying to get rid of the mortgage insurance on my house because that was like $200 that I felt like it's just being thrown away. It's $200 for mortgage
and
insurance. Like,
interest?
what the hell? So I went from a 8 point something interest to a 2 point. I think we're like at a 2.7 or something. So we're at the best interest rate we're ever gonna get. We don't owe a lot on the house.
Currently? Okay.
So this loan, I don't want to refinance or touch
If you
this
nod
loan.
your head, that doesn't work on a microphone.
I answered.
She did. So go on.
So when you flip me off with the microphone, it doesn't work with the microphone either.
Only if you bang it around like dun 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 dun, and then maybe you can kind of gesture it, hand signals.
Yeah,
when you
so-
gesture it and everything, you say, "This is me flipping you off." That would help.
Yeah, so right now we're at a loan that we're not planning on touching for years.
Hand her the microphone. What'd you say?
Come again?
What did you say?
I don't think this brother and sister's gonna work out.
No, this brother and sister shit's gonna work out really well because we're gonna get gritty in like 45 minutes. Or
45
5
minutes.
We're going to jump into some questions,
I was
but
just saying, like,
go on.
Maybe 5 minutes.
But yeah, no. Anyways, back to the mortgages.
So going back to interest rates, the audience doesn't want to hear about interest rates.
Fuck the interest rates. That shit's done, dead, and over. That shit's fucking long gone. It's not coming back.
It's coming from the man that
What the
doesn't
fuck
own
does
anything
that have
on
to do
credit.
with? You know what? I don't know a fucking thing. I don't like making payments to shit except for my fucking rent. My kids are very, very happy and well taken care of. Fuck making payments.
Sorry, I'd rather own my shit.
Making payments does suck, and I don't
Well,
like it
I
either.
work in the mortgage industry, and rates
do?
are very high. You're looking at a 6% rate.
What? Oh my goodness, that's so interesting, but we're going to move on.
Wait. Because you work in the mortgage industry and my next door neighbor is a broker, what are you guys expecting to happen within the next 6 months to a year?
The market's gonna crash. Come on. It's already done
Exactly.
before.
So, fuck all that bullshit. We need to get back on subject because I don't want to talk about a mortgage rate.
But it's so exciting to know that the market's
Anyway,
gonna crash.
okay.
Yeah, let's get back on subject. Let's get back on subject.
Then let's not talk about it.
Liliana's the oldest in my family. Liliana's the oldest out of the siblings in my family.
Why do you have to bring that up? Like,
It's
Liliana
okay.
is the oldest.
I
Okay,
mean, like,
well-
she was born in the motherfucking 70s. That's how fucking old she is. She was born in the 70s. You were born in. Wait. You said that you were in.
You're insulting
you
David.
Said you said you were in high school in like the late 90s. When were you born?
79.
You didn't have to say it like that. You just had to say the late 70s.
79.
You didn't have to say it like that again. You didn't have to say it twice. Liliana was.
So we're going to try this new approach right here. So how about we pick a random question out of this 108 question spreadsheet I have, and we're going to ask one or the other. So how about you, sister? You ask the first one. You don't want to ask the first one? No, you can ask it to either one of us. So go ahead.
Think of it this way. Either you can pick one of his questions. Either you can pick one of his questions, or you can make up your own question to anybody. Anybody. Liliana. Look. Let me show you how easy it is to build something up. Liliana, how hard was it to deal with me as a kid?
As hard as it is now, you were the
Question
same
one.
pain in the ass. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? You're the same pain in the ass.
Wait.
Okay, so mom and dad wanted to put him on Adderall because the teachers were telling
It wasn't
him.
Adderall, it was Ritalin back
Oh,
then.
Ritalin, sorry. Because they said that he had ADHD. And
It wasn't ADHD back then. They were saying it was some kind of fucking like.
Yeah, I don't even know if they diagnosed it back then.
Yeah, no.
No,
that
they were
shit
telling
came
him
out,
that
I think, in like the
he
2000s,
like
right?
what hyperactive.
Yeah, I was
That he
hyperactive. That was the bullshit that they said. They also
That
said I have
he was
asthma.
hyperactive and like you need to deal with your son because we can't handle him. That's what his teacher said.
And
they
look at
were
me now. Perfectly functional.
Gosh, sure.
Now,
Oh
did
my
you,
God.
Did you pick a question? Did you want to ask?
Did you
it to
pick
somebody?
Did you pick a question, or do you have a good question to ask your brother, or Liliana, or myself?
I'll ask you a very simple one. What
To
is
who?
your favorite childhood memory?
To who?
To David.
My favorite childhood memory. You remember when Dad was working at Del Taco and his district manager brought his boat out there to fucking Lake Paris, and they dragged us around on that kneeboard?
I do remember that.
That was my favorite childhood memory. It's the one and only time I've ever gotten on a kneeboard, and we were dragged around, and I watched Caesar eat shit. And then I watched Ellie say no, and she fucking freaked out and didn't even get on the boat. You got on your knees.
Yeah, I did. Well, and then I actually got to go fishing with them on that boat out in Newport
Yeah?
at another time. But yeah, I mean, I got really seasick, but yeah, it was.
That was my favorite family. That was my favorite family one. My favorite childhood memory by myself. my parents had gotten into this huge fight. No, and you'll understand in a minute. Parents got into this huge fight. I'm the asshole kid. I'm the fucking big ass annoyance. I'm the fucking outcast. Whatever it is that you want to list it. I can't remember what was going on, but my dad picked me up and I was sick and he was taking me to the doctor. And it was the very, very first time I'd ever seen my dad cry. That's my favorite one.
Wow.
You don't know my dad.
So I'm going to ask the same question, but over to my sister. So I'm kind of curious to know, what's your favorite childhood memory?
I think it was just the times that we spent with the cousins
That's a lie.
and just going out to amusement parks.
That's also a lie.
Every summer. That's
No.
the
Tell the
best
truth. Tell the truth. Tell the
childhood
truth.
memory that I always had.
No.
So
Tell the truth.
yes, that is.
Okay, so which amusement parks?
So we would go to Magic Mountain. We would go to Disneyland, especially because Disneyland is still my childhood best. So you could take me now and I'll still be, that's the happiest place on earth. My kids like, boring, mom. Like, no, that is still my...
Because you're lying, we're going to twist it even harder. What's the best memory you have
Childhood.
with Jesse?
I can't remember as a child.
No, I didn't say child.
I think it would have to be the recent memory would be Coachella in Saturday.
There you go.
We actually bonded in the... who was the artist, Jesse?
Danny Elfman?
Danny Elfman. I think that was the best memory I'll ever have, and I'll carry it for a lifetime
Which he
because
had a
literally
great
Jesse said
stage. Go ahead. What did I say?
something about like this is what life is all about, and it just felt different. It felt weird. It feels like, wow, I'm actually bonding with my brother.
Well, it made me feel very happy because I was sharing it with like my family.
I never
and
thought
friends.
Danny Elfman actually bonded me and my brother together.
Yeah, if people are listening or wondering who the hell Danny Elfman is, he's the composer for every Tim Burton movie he's ever done. Batman, Beetlejuice. He did even the Batman animated series. He did. Well, no, it was the animated
Edward
series.
Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
I had no idea who that person was.
Yeah. And he's
Jesse
Oingo
was
Boingo.
like,
So
I need to go
he was the
there.
lead singer
So
of Oingo Boingo.
we went from the main stage Coachella to the little stage Coachella. We crossed, and for some reason we just, I don't know how we just bonded. It just was like an all moment, like,
Yeah.
and even your friends were like, wow, this is like, we'll take.
It was a really cool like scene to watch and everything. So it was like,
We actually
the
bonded
visuals.
that day.
so yeah, the visuals
It
and the
was
music,
amazing.
and everyone were all bunched together because
So
it
I
was
think
cold.
that's my best.
The wind was
memory.
blowing, and then we were like, let's all just bunched together because it's
And
cold.
my brother was cold because he did not wear a sweater.
No, I was wearing shorts.
Obviously, I always wear
And a
a
little
sweater and a
tank top.
blanket.
Fucking
I always have.
Coachella.
the middle of the
Desert.
Desert.
shitty Southern California desert.
But at night it gets cold.
At night it gets really
Desert
cold.
Gets cold.
So let's turn
And I'm
this
used to
around.
desert, so
Let's turn this around and make it really dirty. Liliana, what's your worst memory with me?
The worst. Wow. Let's see. Okay. I got one.
Motherfucker, you have a worst memory with me?
So, yeah, I do. Not the way you're thinking worse,
Okay,
but yeah, it was a bad memory. Cause
there's a worse one.
yeah, so he was little, like I want to say like 3 or 4, like little.
No, that shit doesn't count. If
No,
you're
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
when
no.
I sit there and did the
Yeah,
swan dive and
that's
fucking
fine.
busted both my eyes, that shit doesn't count.
No.
I'm
so-
talking about like the time
No,
that like I pissed you off. Worst memory.
I felt guilty as hell because so he was little. My parents
Guilty.
made me watch him.
Guilty.
There was this planter outside of the apartments that was like
Probably
waist
3
high.
feet.
I mean, it was
Yeah,
pretty
like
high.
4 feet.
And it was like full of dirt, but he wanted to walk up there, and I had been watching him, and then
Guilty.
like you would go down to the end of the planter and there was stairs that he could come down. So I had already got him down, and I turned around, he went back up on the stairs, got back up on the planter, and just head first into the concrete, like just dived off.
I fucking jumped.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That shit hasn't changed either.
Yeah. Two
That
black
shit hasn't
eyes.
changed, man. Even to
I
this
like-
day. Even to this day, I'm sitting here looking at something. I'm like, I could do it. I could totally fucking do that.
Yeah. Yeah. He thought he could jump from.
I have
one
3
end of the
screws
wall.
and a bar in my leg.
The
that
stairs
proves
were
it.
on the other side, so he thought he could, from one side, jump and land on the stairs. But no, he just went bloop on his head, and yeah.
You're in the hospital the next day?
No.
No.
They,
Fuck no. My dad was a medic.
Yeah, they checked him. And
My
they
dad
just-
was a medic in
just
the
made sure that
military
he
and
didn't have a
shit, so he
concussion
flipped
or
me
anything.
upside down and fucking stuff. Yeah, he checked my toes and he was like, no, your face is fine.
Yeah, he
He's
just
like,
had
"We
2
gotta check
black
the rest of
eyes
it."
for like, a month, but
Right.
No, but for realsies. Like your worst memory of me.
no, I mean, because I was so much older than you guys, I don't think we really ever had like any arguments or true fights between us because I was too much older. And then
That's
I was out
fucked
of the
up.
house. I think the first argument that I had with Caesar was when like after my divorce that I had moved back in. One time I was having a really sensitive moment. I was having a bad week and he happened to say something that just set me off.
Just push the button.
He didn't know it. He didn't do it on
Yeah,
purpose, and he
of course.
apologized after. But he just said the wrong thing at the wrong time. And being family,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. I never really had an.
Going on.
I don't think I've ever really had an argument, or like a real argument or fight with you.
So what's the best memory with me?
I mean, there's a lot of them. I would have to say, like, most of our big family moments. I have to say that my family has always stood by me for most of my major events. But I would have to say that the most recent was just you guys, all of you, Caesar, David, Ellie, all of you were there for my wedding. And that meant a lot to me, especially during everything that we had to go through COVID, and that we were all together. I mean,
Backyard wedding, right? Or
No,
where was
no.
it at?
Pandemic, yeah.
well, yeah, that one was just
The small one. The
yes,
small
the
one.
small
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that one had to be the like relaxed backyard wedding and everything because it was like at the height of the pandemic.
Nobody could be there. I mean, it was just us.
because like everybody was saying, well,
I didn't
we
invite
were
anybody.
we were even worried about like having the cops called on us because they were like, oh, you can't have more than like 10 people or whatever.
And our immediate
when we
family
did
is
it.
more than 10 people.
And yeah, our immediate family, my family
David's
alone
family
is 8.
is
You would have
Like me, my wife,
Oh,
my kids, we're 8. And then my mom lives in my house, so we're 9.
just his house would have been the 10 people.
So yeah, like, we fucked that all up. Like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and it was Robert's son, the wife, the 2 grandbabies, Robert and I, my kids, my parents, Caesar, all of David's,
Yeah.
and Ellie's
All of
family.
David's.
That was it. It was just us. And I mean, it meant a lot that we could still do it even through COVID, because I mean my wedding got canceled 2 days before the wedding. 2 days before the wedding, because the wedding was supposed to be on Saturday. That Thursday night is
What do you
when,
mean canceled?
because of the pandemic, that's when they were closing the borders and we couldn't do it in Mexico.
Oh, okay. Because you already had the location.
We had everything,
Oh,
like-
yeah.
all of my wedding stuff,
Damn, did-
everything.
How did that affect you? Like hearing that? I mean, me being me. I mean, I would have thought is this a sign?
Will you renew your vows like in Mexicali? Do a
We did.
bigger wedding?
That's what they did. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. So we did the backyard wedding on March 21st, 2020.
Also, everybody with face masks and plastic shields and all
Yeah.
that shit on. It was really fucking
A
annoying.
year later.
Really annoying.
But it came out really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, it was like, okay, I had all of the wedding stuff, like all the centerpieces, the boxes of wine. I mean, all of the wedding decorations sitting in my dining room for 1 year. Like, mind you, so I was already saving stuff for the year before, and it was stacking up and stacking up. then we're supposed to have the wedding, and now I have to hold all this stuff in my dining room for 1 year. I was just like, I was getting claustrophobic. I wanted the stuff gone. I was just like, I want my kitchen
space?
back.
No garage space you could have put it in?
No, because a lot of the stuff, I mean, there was like candles and stuff that would have melted, and and with the woodwork that he does outside, it would have been dusty. It was just, so it was all in the dining room. I didn't have my dining room for a year.
And how has that marriage been since? I just checked my phone right now, and he told me that I have to remind you about praising him and shit. So
that sounds like him. Say that? Yeah. He texted me and he said, "Hey, in your podcast, you better say how lucky you are to have me." And I'm like,
I mean, he gave me like free wood and free glue, and I mean, wood went up like fucking like 150 to 200%.
He gave you a Woody? Really?
No.
He gave you a Woody?
No, but if he did, that'd be fucking weird, because I'd have to tell you about how he gave me a tug and pull. So we're gonna avoid that. We're gonna avoid that. Okay, so what is your worst memory with Jessie?
Well, wait, why are you gonna keep talking about Jessie? She doesn't want to talk to her about her brother. Change the
because
subject.
we're just talking about each other.
Here's what we're gonna since she picked the question, now it's your turn to pick a question from this.
Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yes.
Let me see what else there is.
So we're gonna go here to my millions of questions.
You know you can ask your own question, right?
That as well. That is another option. So you have your choices here to give you an idea.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one. So
Go ahead.
if you wrote a book tomorrow, what would it be about? Like, what book would you write?
Okay, this is for me.
Yes, for you.
Life, philosophy, and just general ways of living. I think I have a lot of wisdom to give, and I want to give it and share it, and kind of share the little stories to kind of put things into perspective.
Same question.
No, well, it's the same deal, because we'd have two completely different perspectives of life. He's had the single life plus married life without kids. I had the partially single life, married life with kids.
Married life.
Plus the obstacles that comes with marrying and remarrying and stepmom and, you know, the kids and everything. So it'd be the same thing.
So your book would be an autobiography?
No, my book would just be more towards the obstacles rather than autobiography, because the obstacles is what everybody's always looking for. I've had cousins tell me in the past, we went out to Ventura, we went out to Oxnard a while back, and a cousin was going through a divorce, and I was giving him a couple of little heads up, some advice and this and that. He was like, why don't you do this, you know, like as a business? And I was like, every single case is always going to be different. I can't tell you like, hey, do this because this is what I did and it worked out for me and it's going to work out for you. It's not going to happen. You can't consult somebody. You can consult and tell them, but when it goes the other way, say, hey, you know what? Like, stay in this path. This is what's going to happen. And then when that path detours to the left and he's screwed, but I came out scot-free, it's, you know, you can't do that. So it'd be more of like the obstacles and something more of like a preparation type of a deal, especially with having kids.
How about you, sister? What would you write for what book and what topic?
What would your topic be?
I think it's what my brother said. Pretty much.
It's okay. Take your time.
It would definitely be like, how would the next person like react to what you've been through? So it's exactly what my brother said.
Yeah.
Even
share the life, share the wisdom. Yes,
the life, the wisdom, everything. Just the experience above all.
Okay, so is this question up there? So let's rewind it a little bit. If you can rewind and change, because it is brothers and sisters and everything. If you can rewind and change anything in the relationship, rewind like as far back as you want, would you change anything in the relationship between you and your brother way back whenever you wanted to?
I would definitely.
What would you change?
I would just be more into like, what is he doing? What are you
More involved?
I would be involved in his life event because like for some reason, I guess I was totally just out of it. I was out of my brother Lyle's. I was out of Efren's life.
We all were, I think. So not to kind of give you a cop out, I mean, because you can't put it all on yourself. We all kind of like went our own separate ways. Lyle to Efren to me, you. We kind of just went, you know, as soon as we hit 18, 20 or whatever, it's just we all kind of ventured out on our own.
Yes.
Doing our own thing, doing our own like problems.
I like that both of you
So-
guys.
I
like
did
that
not
both of
know
guys
anything.
You
brought
can't put it all on us.
We
I like
didn't
that
know
both of you guys brought up Efren.
why. We didn't. We just didn't get involved.
Is he your brother?
No.
He's our primo.
He's our
There you
first
go.
cousin.
There you go.
But
Because
he's-
But he's primo hermano.
No, your guys.
That's how close we are.
He-
Efren is our Fernie.
Efren pretty much is like my brother because we
Isn't Efren
kind
in
of were
Texas?
like in diapers and in crib. So
But that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason why I'm bringing this up. Efren, he was with us, so I know who he is. But I like that you guys brought him up because our Efren is my cousin Fernie, and he is our brother. Like
on
he
any-
is
yeah,
our
any
brother.
of
Like
our
he's our
family
cousin.
planning,
He's our cousin. He's my
included.
mom's brother's son, so he's our cousin. But he is our brother.
Yeah, and that's exactly how we. But I think the point we were trying to make is like, yeah, I think we all got lost in each other's own lives, and not really being there supporting each other the way we should have been. Like being there, because I think we're all trying to figure it out. We're like fucking going blind in the dark, and you're like, oh, you went in that path, I went in that path. Like, oh, what are we doing? We're stumbling, walking, fighting, whatever, and we're figuring this out.
Yeah.
And I think we should have leaned on each other a little more for guidance or
I think
wisdom.
we should've.
But I think it's just hard because we didn't communicate as easily. When
So-
you think we would have learned how to communicate, since we have such a great dad that had such good communication, verbal skills,
Not really.
which, by the way, I learned a lot from him.
that's what I'm trying to teach my kids. Like you guys
Talk?
only have you guys
Yes.
to lean on for any troubles, for anything.
Oh, don't.
For some
mean,
reason,
don't get me
I
started on that
felt
one.
like I was alone in the road. Even though I had Jesse and Lyle and Efren, for some reason I felt just alone in the road. I don't know why.
See, and on my behalf, I can say I got lucky because I got married at 17. I moved to Orange County. David told you they were like 11, 12. They were kids. And they actually jumped on the public bus from Moreno Valley to Riverside, on another bus from Riverside to Orange County to go see me because I had a newborn and I didn't have a car, because that's how close and supportive my family was.
But back in the day, it was so normal.
Give it back to her. Give it back to her.
Before, it was just so normal that for just an underage teenager to just go from one city to another without parents' concern, like it was very normal.
Yeah,
we did it with Jesse
that
and
was
Lyle
like
all the time.
We got from Moreno Valley to Riverside, then from Riverside to Anaheim, then from Anaheim we walked to her house.
But,
but back in the day, it was very normal.
But we can't do that today.
No, but
11,
before
But
it was very
but
normal.
with the way you're explaining it,
it was just
when we
so
were
normal.
when we were growing up, she had this huge age gap, but once we got into high school and everything, it brought us all back in. And then my cousin was already out here because he was born and raised in Mexicali. And then once he got into, I want to say around about high school is when they moved out here. And then he was just a part of us. So like we all went through all of our life struggles. We did this, we did that. And then I started having all of my kids. But the way you were saying it, the only thing that I've taught all 6 of my kids, so the 5 are already older and they're going through the motions already because life has happened. And then my daughter's, my youngest is only 5, so she has no clue what we're talking about. But the other 5 are between 15 and 21. So they're going through all the motions right now. And I told them, above all else, you guys have each other. This is what I've taught my kids the most. That's why, like, I'm gonna pick at you right now. And dude, are you shitting yourself right now? Holy fuck!
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I know, we go from a nice, like, kind message to, like, are you shitting yourself?
To ripping ass. Thanks.
It's
Thanks.
Jesse's chair.
That was my sister. But in all reality, that is what's going on right now. It's in the worst, and it's what I teach my kids. Like, above all else, I said it at my daughter's quinceañera, my daughter's quesadilla. I said it at my daughter's quesadilla. I was like, hey, look, you know what?
Who started calling it quesadilla?
I did. I've been calling it quesadilla for years. Dude.
Don't blame me, Jesse, because I know you want to
many
blame
years.
me.
Well, I thought you might have picked it up from.
No, you
No,
do
no,
want to
I
blame
just started
me.
calling it quesadilla. I married a white girl, and quesadilla and quinceañera, they sound the same to her and shit. And it fucking
Thank you,
bugs her
David,
out.
because Jesse will blame
What,
me.
me?
Yes,
But-
for everything.
Blame
Like
me for what?
my son's on the other side of the country, right? He's on the other side of the country, serving in the military, and then my daughter's quinceañera is going on. So all the siblings except for my son is here, and then we call him. We get him on FaceTime. He's on FaceTime with everybody. And I had my daughter, whose quinceañera it was, and I was like, hey, look, I was like, your brother's on the line. Everybody's lined up. This is so that way you see that it doesn't matter whatever happens in life. Above all else, your siblings, your brothers and your sisters are hand in hand.
Yes.
You guys have each other side by side, hand in hand. Nothing will ever fail.
Right.
Everybody in front of you will always want to be there for you. They'll always have the listening ear. But everybody behind you, because all of us, the parents, the grandparents, great-grandparents, everybody else, the tias, the tios, everybody, we're all behind them. And I told him, the best part is that you guys are hand in hand. Everybody in front of you, all the spectators, they want to be there to help you and do whatever. But everybody behind you, the same exact way we are right now, we will always have your back. That has been a never fail. That's something that I had to learn through my dad. So my dad has always been there. My dad's always fucking done everything for us and everything, but he's never been the open concept. He's never been able to explain it to you. You know what I mean? My mom, on the other hand, she's like, hey, come here. Oh, you got a boo-boo and shit like that. But I had to find out my route through the first, second, third, fifth, sixth kid.
Yes.
And then at the end of it, I was like, look, dude, because I was even telling...
Well, beautifully said, man. I love what you shared, and thank you so much. So we're going to flip the third question to you. Go ahead and turn around, or come up with the question yourself of what you want to ask everyone.
No, it's your turn. It's your turn, because I made the question to Liliana.
Okay. So the question will be... What question did you ask her?
The worst memory.
Oh, okay. Well, if you wanted to start there or take that question, but I'll pick one from one of these random questions here. Here we go. Here's a good one to get the ball started on this one. What is your biggest pet peeve, sister? Pet peeve is the thing that annoys you the most, by the way.
About Jesse.
About anyone in general in life.
Fuck that. No, it's brothers against sisters, so it has to be about Jesse.
You can say that.
Pretty much, I'm on my way to your house, and then a minute later, I'm getting a text message. What is your ETA?
No. I said barely? Question mark.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Were you late?
Getting like...
Were you late?
Jesse lives 10 minutes away from me.
And you were late.
Getting
20 minutes away.
And you were late.
15 minminutes away.
20.
And getting like
And you were late.
5-6 messages on WhatsApp saying barely question, and then next message question mark.
Were you
next
on time?
Message estimate of arrival. Next question. Okay.
Were
Next
you on
question.
time or were you
Okay.
late?
And next question, like, are you here now? Like,
No, I didn't ask that. You're making that one up. But I did say ETA
Hold on.
because I like to keep things in a way.
biggest pet peeve? Yes.
Yes.
When I text message somebody and I'm saying I'm on my way.
This is gonna
And
this
then-
is totally gonna fuck you up right now. So your biggest pet peeve about your brother is punctuality.
Because that is my thing.
No,
Punctuality,
they
I
tell
get a little
me,
anxiety
like,
about it. Yes.
I'm pretty much saying I'm on my way.
You're on your way, but
And
you know
then
there's traffic,
you're
there's
messaging
accidents.
me like,
Someone ask.
5 times.
When can I expect you? When is your estimated
When I'm
time
driving.
estimated time of arrival?
Call me.
What time were you supposed to be here?
6, but I had told
What time did you
them
get here? What time did you get here?
Before that I logged off at 5 o'clock or 5:15.
Okay, so you logged off at 5 o'clock or 5:15.
From my job.
You live between, from what you say, 10 minutes away, from what he says, 20 minutes away. So between 5 and 5:15, it took you. What time did you get here?
6:15. 6:20.
Okay, so it took you
I left
over
my house.
an hour.
No,
It took
no,
you
no,
over
no.
an hour to get here.
I left my house
your biggest
at
pet peeve with
5:58.
your mother is your punctuality.
No, it's his text message when I'm telling him I'm on my way.
It's my annoyance. Yes. Okay. Same question to you. What's your biggest pet beef?
About my brother?
And you better watch your fucking mouth.
I'm gonna be honest.
And you better watch
He
your
wants an
mouth.
answer.
And you better watch your
I'm gonna
mouth.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Start there at the small picture, but then the big picture.
The know-it-all. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. David knows it all, and you cannot beat him. You cannot beat him. He knows it all.
Can you give me
Oh, you can ask anybody.
an example?
But the thing is, I do know it all.
I have 6
Go to
motherfucking
Mexico,
kids, okay?
and there's Jesse Beltran's all over.
You're not the expert in everything, and you can always learn
So
something.
give me
Just
the
keep an open
example
mind.
of what you're talking about with me being a know-it-all. Because I am really good about saying I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
No, you're not going to take criticism, but anytime that we're having a conversation, you're like,
I know.
oh, yeah, I know. And there's no beating you. And no, let me tell you, even Alicia complains about it. Like, she has told you, like,
Yes, you're over here.
like, no, David knows
I'm
it
at
all,
a
and
complete
you cannot
loss
beat him.
right now.
And I think that's why him and Caesar butt heads, too, because they both know it all.
Me and Caesar butt
They know
heads
it
for
all.
a completely
They
different
both know it all.
reason.
Well, the
sound's
gonna sound like shit, but fuck it.
But can you give me an example of my know-it-all?
See, and there's another one that you don't accept criticism.
No. I'll accept the criticism all day because I'm like, yeah, I have absolutely no fucking clue what you're talking about. That's why I don't talk politics with your husband, because I have absolutely no fucking clue. It doesn't affect me today, so I don't fucking care.
Let's not talk politics, please.
I don't talk politics because I don't care.
Good.
So...
No, we're not going there.
Yeah, we're not going there. We're not going there.
Let's not go there.
Well,
We're not going there.
But I like this, so we're gonna keep it going. So, what's your biggest pet peeve, Mr. David Rosales?
Beliana?
You're the one that about us. So.
I know you like to direct.
No. Yeah, you have to do this
I
because
know.
we have it here right
I'm
now.
talking about pet peeve in anyone.
Hold on. Before I say Liliana's, what's your biggest pet peeve with your sister? We're getting therapeutic as fuck right now, bro.
Just a hair trigger about everything. Anger. You know that's true. You have any little thing I'm not even doing it. I ask questions.
No, but you know
Hold on,
something?
you're all fucking smiles right now and shit. Do you have anger issues?
No, I'm gonna tell you something though.
Like you're
I
like
think it
glossy,
comes-
smiley, smiley
No.
and shit.
I
and
think it comes from the previous situation. Listen,
I answered it.
he
That's what it was.
David. listen.
he is asking his sister the question,
God.
What was
and
the
you're
question was asked to me. You're confusing the question. What was asked? What was my pet peeve?
She's my attorney.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
What was my
His
pet peeve?
So
That's what I was saying. I was telling her.
I-
But if you're trying to elaborate,
she will answer.
why the anger issue? Yes, previous issue.
I will tell you that when you come from the type of situations that we came from, you come
This some
out
bullshit.
in a defense mode. You do. You come out defensive. Like
Yes.
everything, you're like ready on the defense, right? Arms
No.
go up and you're ready to box.
No, fuck this.
How angry was I when I first came out of my divorce, David?
How angry was I?
And we're back. How's it going, everyone? This is the last closing statements. We're going to wrap this up. I know we've had some great conversations throughout the podcast, and we're going to leave this with each one of our guests saying something nice to close this up and end the night. So go ahead, Miss Liliana.
I will just say, keep your family close. You see now, you know how much support we can give each other, how much we
Yes.
need each other, and it's just very important to keep communications open.
Absolutely, I would agree. Sister?
Well, I would like to close it that yes, family is important, and they're just a great support system to just always have, even though you think that they're not, but they really are.
And sometimes they don't have to be family.
And such as they don't have to be family.
No. When we have these conversations, it opens the door to extend your family. I don't have friends. I have family. And things like this is therapeutic. And that's it.
Well, thank you guys. I just want to convey the same message that Liliana and Sister and David both repeated. And we do have to have this communication, family, and kind of be there for one another. And you know, silence is sometimes the loudest words we don't hear. And we have to kind of be there for one another. And I just want what's best for everyone and everyone out there listening. Feel free to reach out, and if anyone ever needs to talk and ever wants to talk, it's okay, and my line's always available. So everyone take care, have a good one. Thanks.